Hi, this question appeared in JEE Advanced 2019 in its second paper. So basically it is a matching type question. So we have to match the list 1 to list 2 and we have to answer these two questions. Alright, so let us go ahead and solve this question. But before we do that, I would strongly recommend all of you to pause this video at this moment and give this question a try. Okay, so let us consider x. X is a set such that f of x is equal to 0. F of x is sine of pi cos x is equals to 0. Alright, so we have to find out the solutions of this particular equation. So now in general sine theta will be 0 when theta is equals to n pi, where n is an integer. So therefore for this to become 0, pi cos x should be n pi. Alright, so cos x should be n. So we already know that n belongs to z, but what are the possible values of n for it to be equal to cos x? So the only integral values cos x takes is -1, 0 and 1. So all those values at which cos x becomes -1, +1 and 0 are the solutions to this equation. So if we draw the graph of cos x, so 0, pi by 2, and this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2. So all the multiples of pi by 2. So the solution will be, this is minus pi by 2, minus pi, all of this. So 0 and plus or minus n pi by 2. So n is a natural number. So this will be the solutions. So 0 plus or minus n pi by 2, n belongs to natural number. So therefore when you put n is equal to 1, you will get plus pi by 2, minus pi by 2. When you put n equal to 2, you will get plus pi, minus pi. So this is the solution of this equation. Now let us go to the questions. So for the first one, it is given that q, u and p are okay. Q, it forms an arithmetic progression, correct? Because minus pi by 2, 0, pi by 2, it forms an arithmetic progression with common difference pi by 2. That is correct. And not an arithmetic progression is wrong. R, option R is wrong. Therefore this cannot be the correct combination. And let us go to u. What is u? X is pi by 6, 3 pi by 4. All right, what does this mean? So this is the subset, right? X is subset of y. So this is subset of x is what they are saying. But 3 pi by 4 does not lie in this, and pi by 6 also does not lie in the set. So 1 can also be, 1 cannot be the answer. All right, now let us go ahead and solve for y. What is y? Y is f dash x is equal to 0. F of x is sine of pi cos x. F dash x is cos of pi cos x into, so we have to take the derivative of pi cos x now. That will be pi minus sine x. So this has to be 0. So either sine x has to be 0 or cos of pi cos x has to be 0. So cos of, okay, let us go ahead. So sin x is 0 for n pi. N belongs to z. So cos x is 0 for cos x is 0 for pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, minus pi by 2, minus 3 pi by 2. 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Cos x is 0 for 2n plus 1 pi by 2. N belongs to integer. Correct? So cos theta is 0 for these values. So pi cos x should be this thing. So cos x is equals to 2n plus 1 by 2 for n belongs to integer. So let us put the integer values. When n is equal to 0, so this is 1 by 2. When n is equals to 1, this is 3 by 2. So n cannot be 1 because cos x cannot be 3 by 2. So when we put n is equal to minus 1, so this will be minus half. When you put n is equal to minus 2, it will be minus 3 by 2. But that is not possible for cos x. So cos x is equal to 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. So cos x is equals to half. What is the solution for this? X is equals to 2n pi plus or minus pi by 3. And for cos x is equals to minus half, x will be 2n pi plus or minus 2 pi by 3, because cos 2 pi by 3 is half, minus half. Sorry. Okay. So now let us find out the value. So this is one solution, this is the another one, and this is another one. So here we'll get minus 2 pi, minus pi, 0, pi, 2 pi, and so on. And here we get, when you put n is equal to 0, minus pi by 3, pi by 3. When you put n is equals to 1, 2 pi plus pi by 3, 2 pi minus pi by 3. So that will be 5 pi by 3, 7 pi by 3, and so on. So the difference is okay. And this side, when you put n is equal to minus 1, minus 2 pi plus pi by 3. So minus 5 pi by 3 minus 7 pi by 3, and all of this. Now if we go to this, when you put n is equal to 0, so it will be 2 pi by 3 minus 2 pi by 3. When you put n is equal to 1, so that will be 4 pi by 3 and 8 pi by 3. When you put n is equal to minus 1, that will be minus 8 pi by 3 minus 4 pi by 3, and so on and so on. So these are all the values that we got. So this one, this one, and this one. So now let us go ahead and put all of them, arrange all of them in ascending order. So the middle value will be 0, and the next possible value is pi by 3. The next possible value is 2 pi by 3, and next comes pi, and next comes 4 pi by 3, next comes 5 pi by 3, and next comes 2 pi. Similarly this side also, minus pi by 3, minus 2 pi by 3, minus pi, minus 4 pi by 3, and so on. So this is the series that we got for option 2. If we go for option 2, so they gave q and t. What is q? Is an arithmetic progression t. So pi by 3, 2 pi by 3 and pi are there in the set y. So pi by 3, 2 pi by 3 and pi are there, and this is an arithmetic progression. So q and t is correct. So this third option is correct. So if we check this option, it is r and s. R is not an arithmetic progression, but that is an arithmetic progression. So the answer to this question is q and t. Now let us go ahead and solve option 3. What is option 3? It is z. Z is g of x is equal to 0. G of x is cos 2 pi sin x. Cos 2 pi sin x is equal to 0. When is cos x 0? So if you see the graph, cos x is 0 at pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2. So cos x is 0. So cos theta is 0 when theta is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2 and n is an integer. Correct? N is an integer. So here theta is 2 pi sin x. 2 pi sin x is 2n plus 1 pi by 2. So pi and pi gets cancelled. Sin x is equal to 2n plus 1 by 4. N belongs to integer. So now if we put n is equal to 0, sin x is equal to 1 by 4. When you put n is equal to 1, that is 3 by 4. When you put n is equal to 2, so that is not possible because it becomes 5 by 4, which is greater than 1. Let us put n is equal to minus 1. Then it will be minus 1 by 4. And when we put minus 2, that will be minus 3 by 4. So the general solution will be x is equal to n pi plus or minus 1 by 4 and n pi plus or minus 3 by, sorry, this is not 1 by 4, sine inverse 1 by 4. Sine inverse 1 by 4 and n pi plus or minus sine inverse 3 by 4. So this is just direct things. So when you have sin x is equal to some value, you know how to write the general solution. So I just wrote that. So now let us go ahead and check the options. So for third option, so it is given RU and PQU. Okay, RU, PQU. Okay, U is not possible because pi by 6 and 3 pi by 4 are not there in this set. So pi by 6 and 3 pi by 4 are not possible with these values. If it is pi by 6, we should have 1 by 2 because sin 30 is 1 by 2. If it is pi by 4, we should have 1 by root 2 in the solutions. That is not there. So U is not possible. So option 2 and option 3, these two options are not possible. So now let us go to fourth one. Fourth is W. W is derivative g dash of x. Now let us go. G of x is equals to cos of 2 pi sin x. So g dash x is equals to minus sine of 2 pi sin x into, we have to take the differentiation of this. So that is 2 pi cos x. So for g dash x to be 0, cos x has to be 0 or sine of 2 pi sin x is equal to 0. When is cos x 0? When x is equals to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, n belongs to integers. Now let us go to this. When is sin x 0? Sin x is 0 for n pi. So sin theta is 0 for n pi. So 2 pi sin x, this thing should be is equal to n pi for n belongs to integers. So pi and pi gets cancelled. Sin x is equal to n by 2. So now let us put the values. Sin x, when n is equal to 0, sin x can be 0. When n is equal to 1, it can be 1 by 2. When n is equal to 2, it can be 1. Similarly, when n is equal to minus 1, minus 1 by 2. When n equal to minus 2, minus 1. These are the possible values. So sin x is equal to 0. How do we write the general solution? So that is just n pi. So n pi. So for 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2, we can write n pi plus or minus pi by 6. And 1 and minus 1, the general solution will be n pi plus or minus pi by 2. Now let us go to the options. So they are saying QT PRS. Okay, we have to check whether it is arithmetic progression or not. Okay, let us do that. So let us write some values here. Here x will be pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, or minus pi by 2, minus 3 pi by 2, and so on and so on. So here for n pi, x will be pi, and so on, minus 2 pi, minus pi, 0, pi, 2 pi, and so on. So for this, x will be, so when n is equal to 0, minus pi by 6, pi by 6. When n is equal to 1, pi minus pi by 6, 5 pi by 6, 7 pi by 6, and so on. When n is equal to minus 1, minus 5 pi by 6, minus 7 pi by 6. Similarly for this, when n is equal to 0, minus pi by 2, pi by 2. So next, when n is equals to 1, 3 pi by 2. When n is equals to 1, pi minus pi by 2 is pi by 2, pi plus pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. When n is equals to minus 1, so minus 3 pi by 2. So we have some values. Let us put all these values in ascending order. So it is 0, first value, middle value is 0. Next comes pi by 6, and next comes pi by 2, and so on. We got 3 terms. These 3 terms are not in AP, so it doesn't form an AP. So we can rule out this option. So if we check fourth option, P, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 4 pi, 7 pi. Pi by 2 is present. Okay, 3 pi by 2 is present. Here you will get 4 pi and 7 pi. So choice P is correct. And R, it is not an arithmetic progression, that is also correct. S, pi by 6, 7 pi by 6, 13 pi by 6. So you get all of these here, pi by 6, 7 pi by 6, and next term will be 13 pi by 6. So the correct answer is option 4.